What's up guys, Robeats here, and welcome to another Dear YouTuber slash review. Now this one is going to be on Insomniac, or Spider-Man, the new PS4 game that has came out in 2018 and has been actually pleasantly a great Spider-Man game. I'm gonna go ahead and get right into it. I'm not gonna drag out my intro or anything like that, even though I'm doing that right now. But let's talk about Insomniac, and let's talk about Spider-Man. Now I'm going to go ahead and get out any amenities that I have to right now. Personally, I love the game. I think Insomniac actually did Spider-Man right. I think that I haven't had this much fun with a Spider-Man game since the original movie games. And yes, even though they garbage, they trash, I had fun. And I can admit they're garbage. I can admit that they're not the best games to play. I've also played Shattered Dimensions, Web of Shadows. I am a huge Spider-Man fan. If, all my friends know, my girlfriend knows, my sister knows, my dad knows, I love Spider-Man. I've loved him ever since I first watched the Spider-Man movie. After I watched that Spider-Man movie, I went back and I actually started reading the comics. And actually, hold on. I actually have Web of Spider-Man. This is an original comic, y'all. I am not joking. I have Web of Spider-Man. I got this long ago from a friend. This is back in, I want to say the 80s. I want to say that this is an 80s comic, but it's the Cosmic Gambit. That's what this one is. I actually have this original comic, and I love Spider-Man to death. Back as a kid, I used to have almost everything Spider-Man. I had a lamp that looked like Spider-Man. I used to dress up like him. I used to do like a bunch of stuff. I loved it. And, it's one of my favorite superheroes of all time, especially in the Marvel Universe. So to see Insomniac do Spider-Man right was such a great thing, because it's been a while since we had a good open world Spider-Man game. Open world is so great with the swinging and stuff like that. Ever since Web of Shadows, which itself was not a very good game graphics-wise and gameplay-wise. It was a bit clunky, and I've played it, and I love the game, and I'm not going to say, it's complete trash. It's not great, but it's great for a Spider-Man game. Because there's not a lot of, what am I saying? There's a lot of Spider-Man games. But this one was actually pretty good and a great step in the right direction, which I can actually see a lot of similarities between Web of Shadows and this Spider-Man game. Don't at me, I'm just saying there's a lot of similarities. But I have to say, I am so glad to see that an accurate portrayal of Spider-Man, MJ. I finally like Miles Morales. I've always liked Miles Morales, but this game made me actually like him a lot more. He has his own story. He's not just a carbon copy of Peter Parker. He's actually his own character with his own goals and his own struggles. And the end scene has me very, very excited to see where they're going with the sequel.
Well, I'm not an expert or anything, but I think it's in the way that you ask her.
I'm getting too nervous. Hey, alright, so where do you want this?
Right over here's fine.
Alright. Hey, so Pete?
Yeah.
I, kinda gotta talk to you about something I can't tell my mom about.
What's up?
Well, weird things have been going on. Like, physically.
Oh. Oh. Well, you're at that age where your body starts to change. And so you may be noticing some areas,
No.
for example.
Not that. I think it's better that I just, I show you.
No.
It's pretty weird, right?
Not that weird.
And the DLC just came out as we speak, and I've seen gameplay, and I like it. It's actually a really good DLC. I think that, it's going to be a great one. But the game itself, I give it a 9 out of 10. Why not a 10 out of 10 is because I would have liked there to be a day and night cycle. This is my opinion, you know. Other people would give it a 10 out of 10, you know, some maybe give it lower. But me personally, I would have loved to see like a fully open world, open cycle. It feels really linear. Like it's, the reason it's not a 10 out of 10 is because it's not completely free roam. I mean, it is. You can go around the world, you can do whatever, but I feel like the game is kind of a good template. It's not a great, finished, polished Spider-Man game. I think they could have done a lot more with it, but it is a great step in the right direction. And that's, once again, that's my opinion, but I would have loved to see a full, like, not even like Red Dead or anything like that, like so big, or like GTA where it's like huge. New York would have been fine, which is what they do in the game. They give you options to go through, but I would have loved to actually start swinging around as Spider-Man, and then all of a sudden seeing night turn into day. Because certain missions you can only do at night, certain missions you can only do in the day, and I feel like that's kind of stripping away, but I understand why they had to do that. I'm not hating on them, that's why I'm giving it a 9, is because I feel like it's a good template, but it's not very polished. Other than the graphics, because the graphics look amazing. And the loading screens. I think that's one of my, my biggest criticisms towards this game was that open world did not have a day and night cycle. The map felt kind of empty. Like, there was a lot to do in the map, but it was very empty. The side missions got repetitive, which I'm sure you guys see all the time. And I expected to see a lot more side missions. Like, I remember back in the old Spider-Man movie games, you know, it followed a storyline, but there was also different things you can do that was like apart from the story. This game does that, but it's not like a different story element. I feel like they could have had the main story and then they would follow around with a side mission story, which I think that's what they're doing with this DLC, because Spider-Man just met this guy who's about to retire, and it seems like they're going off on, you know, there's an A storyline and a B storyline. This is what we should have had when the game first came out, is what I'm saying. I feel like there could have been a B storyline. But, like I said, I know it's a great template. It's a great, great, great first Spider-Man game from Insomniac. And I know I love Ratchet & Clank, so Spider-Man was top-notch. So with that out of the way, dear Insomniac, what is you doing? What is you doing? What I mean by that is, Jesus, their fan service is, I want to say bad. I mean, it's not the best, but go check out The Amazing Lucas. He made a great video. I'll link that down in the description below. But what is you doing? You like pissing off the fan base, man. You had a great game, but now you're starting to piss off the fan base. And you have these poor suit artists under this embargo where they can't say anything, and they're catching fire because of what you guys are doing, and because you guys don't want to give any information. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm going to go ahead and say what I mean. Now, you know what I mean? I know a bunch of people have been saying this, and it's just a bunch of fan-based stuff. The suits. There are only a good couple that I really like. The Homecoming suit, Iron Spider suit, the classic suit. I love the 2099 both versions. Other than that, like, there are way too many black suits. The Amazing Lucas actually brought that up, and he's right. There's a lot of useless suits. Like, if you 100% complete the game, you get, like, naked Peter Parker, which I think is... Really? Then you got Ghost Rider Spider-Man, which, you know, unpopular opinion, I don't like that one. I feel like that's not very a Spider-Man suit. I feel like we could have got a DLC for it. I feel like that's a DLC suit, not a main game suit. And the one suit that I wanted and everyone else that I know wanted was, bam, Sam Raimi suit. Now these movies, I have the trilogy. These movies are my childhood. This suit is the one I grew up with. So to not see it in the game is very, very disappointing, especially so much that they were alluding to it. They were alluding to it. They were, because it was coming out on Sam Raimi's birthday. In the live stream, they're like, other than the Sam Raimi suit, which suit do you guys want? It's just, Amazing Lucas said it best. I want the Sam Raimi suit. That is my childhood. To play an actually good Spider-Man game with the Sam Raimi suit to relive old memories whenever I played Spider-Man 2 and Spider-Man 3, that would be amazing. And that's what I really wanted from this game. I wanted the Sam Raimi suit to be in it so I could relive old memories. And, you know, I didn't need the Homecoming suit. I love Homecoming as much as the next guy. I completely adore Tom Holland's version of Spider-Man. Do I think there's flaws in that? Yes, but that's a video topic for another day. Did I want it? No. Am I happy that I got it? Yeah. Did I expect that we were going to get it? Yeah, but I also expected that we were going to get the Sam Raimi suit. Because it's such an iconic suit, and this is that movie, Sam Raimi's movie trilogy, is what got Spider-Man on the map. Well, at least for me. And a bunch of other people, they'll say their first experience with Spider-Man was either the animated show or it was the Sam Raimi trilogy. And like I said, the Sam Raimi trilogy, whenever I first saw it as a kid, I loved it, and I went back and I started reading the comics. And I loved it, and I fell in love with Spider-Man ever since. And the games actually helped me get into gaming as well. And I felt like at least I was owed. Like, because they were alluding to it. And this would all be solved if they just said, it's not in the game. That's fine. But you staying silent and saying, oh, we don't know, and all this other stuff, you're making your employees get under fire from the fan base. They're like, we just want to know if it's in the game or not. Because me personally, I love the Sam Raimi suit. I love the silver webs on the suit. I love how they protrude out. I love the dark navy blues of the suit. I like the bright red that stands out, the spider on the chest and the back. The whole suit itself is great. And also, I mean, I'm not even mentioning the wrestler suit. If you guys remember back in Spider-Man, the movie, the first one, this wrestler suit right here with the hoodie, with the red hoodie, is a lot better, okay? Is a heck of a lot better than this garbage suit. This garbage suit does not look like the wrestler suit that I know. I know what they were going for. But I and a bunch of other people would rather have this one instead of that one. I'm just saying. You know, that one looked a lot better to me. Because the spider on the chest and all the other stuff, and it looks really cool. Kind of looks like the Scarlet Spider suit, which is awesome. I think the Scarlet Spider suit looks amazing in the game. That's one of the suits I actually like. But I would rather have that one. Honestly, just tell us whether or not the Sam Raimi suit is going to be in it. I know for a fact that the symbiote suit is not going to be in the game because of sequel opportunities. Yet you have the new Black Cat suit that looks oddly like the symbiote suit. Yet it has red and stuff. If you were gonna go fully symbiote, go full symbiote. Don't give us this half and half. The only thing I really like about the suit is the chest part and the eyes. I think the eyes look amazing. It reminds me of something that Ditko would actually illustrate back in the day. And that's like the only thing I like about the suit, because the red doesn't really look good with the black. I think it's like, if you were going to do a black suit, I feel like the mask should have been white or blue. I feel like a blue or white, like other than the red, would have been looking a lot better. And there is a lot of black suits on the thing. Cosmo will show a couple of them. I know, I'll say them right now. There's the bulletproof suit, which I really, the eyes are so... Then there's the Secret Wars suit, which it would have been a great suit because it reminds me of the Miles suit, but the blue spider on the back kind of kills it for me. If they were going that route, I just think Alright, so the front of the suit looks fine. What I'm talking about is the back of the suit. The back blue spider looks really bad. I have to say, in my opinion, that's really bad. And then there's the validity or velocity suit. Whose idea was this? Whose idea was this? This don't look like Spider-Man. Honestly, the eyes look terrible. Just like closed off and like this. It's so bad. It's not Spider-Man. Spider-Man's known for having the big eyes and the movable ones now. Even in the comics, his eyes used to move. And it's just... the velocity suit is so bad. Even though it kind of looks cool in the nighttime, it's really bad. And I don't like the Ghost Rider Spider-Man. That's one of the ones that I really don't like is the Ghost Rider Spider-Man. Why is this in the game? And the thing is, everyone else got what they wanted. Who asked for the Spider-Man UK suit? I mean, I guess it's kind of cool, but I feel like that could have been a day one. I don't think they should have used a DLC slot for Spider-Man UK. I feel like that should have been probably a game, like an in-game kind of thing. Not a DLC, because that's such a wasted opportunity to have another great suit, another great suit to be in the game. And they didn't do it, and I feel like they could have done a lot better, but the Spider-Man UK suit is the main one I have a problem with, and I do not like it. Cade Parker, I'm okay with. You know, the cold Cade Parker, I liked it, but I would rather see the other one, but this one's okay, to say the least. But the Black Cat one that's made, I feel like there's too many tones that coalesce with each other. And it's just not the best suit for Spider-Man. Other than the eyes, I like the eyes. The eyes look like Ditko eyes, and that is like a huge blast from the comic books. And I like it. But it doesn't know what it wants to be, like my man Amazing Lucas said, it's bipolar. It's not deciding on what it wants to be. Now, don't get me wrong, the game itself is a great template for whatever Insomniac is going to do with Spider-Man, and I feel like they finally got Peter Parker right. The villains were all... well, not all. Not all the villains were compelling. Like Vulture. Vulture was really bad. I think the best villain in the game has to be Doc Ock. And Shocker. Shocker was a good villain. One that I didn't actually know about until I started digging into the comics. Shocker was better than Vulture. Or Scorpion. Rhino actually got a couple laughs out of me. But Vulture was a complete throwaway. Especially from Spider-Man Homecoming, where Vulture was one of the best villains in the MCU to date. Vulture in the Homecoming movie was one of the best Marvel villains ever. You actually sympathize with him. He got a completely understandable story, and you know you can get where he's coming from. But Vulture in this game was kind of a throwaway. Electro was hard to fight unnecessarily, not very intimidating as they wanted it to be. Scorpion was just annoying. Rhino, like I said, actually has the best out of all of them because he wants just to get out of the suit, which, you know, I could feel for him there, and Rhino was kind of funny. But other than that, like, I think Rhino was the best out of the Sinister Six that we got. Other than Doc Ock, of course. I feel like he was the better one. And that's weird coming from Rhino. Nonetheless, one of my least favorite Spider-Man villains of all time. I liked him a lot more than Vulture, Scorpion, or Electro. That's saying something. Because he actually had a motivation. Rhino had a motivation. Scorpion? Nah, he's just some deranged psychopath. Electro? Nah, just a deranged psychopath. Vulture? I don't know. They didn't use his character a lot. They didn't say anything with him. It's just Vulture. Oh no. It's a shame to see what we got. The suits selection is few and far between. simple fan service is enough for me if you're gonna put in the Sam Raimi suit, just to relive old memories and all this other stuff. But as of some of the suits, I cannot agree with. I feel like they should not be in the game, especially with this game, because I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Overall, I give the game a 9.3 out of 10. It's a great game, but it's a great start. I mean, especially for Insomniac games. And for Spider-Man, like for the first Spider-Man game. I mean, they were go Ratchet and Clank, but for the first Spider-Man game, I have to say is great. And I didn't even mention the New Game Plus. I won't get into that. Like I said, go check out The Amazing Lucas. He makes a great point out of it. And, but yeah. Overall, dear Insomniac, you don't have to fan service a lot, but at least be transparent. Don't hide things from us. Just tell us if the suit's in or not, and we'll understand. Other than that, the story, like I said, the story was great. DLC seems like it's going to be really, really good. And altogether, it's a great. My favorite suit is the black one that you unlock from doing all the Black Cat things. Alright, but thank you guys so much for watching this video. Comment, rate, and subscribe if you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next video. Rebel Beats out.
Is it me or